So this is the road from Jeddah to Al-Ahsa Oasis. It's about 1300 kilometers, I guess about 800 miles, so it's quite a long way. But before we got there, we had to navigate around Mecca. As you can see, it's allowed for Muslims to enter the city, only Muslims, and unfortunately Google or Google Maps, Google Directions were completely unaware of this exclusion and kept navigating us through Mecca. So we had to do several U-turns and eventually we figured out the correct direction and continued. Our route was mostly through the desert. We did go through some towns and cities, most notably Riyadh eventually, but most of the way was just the desert, and that was about it. When we got to Al-Ahsa Oasis, we actually drove to Al-Hufūf, which is the biggest town in the oasis. And the oasis itself is the biggest oasis in the world, and it's very famous throughout Middle East for its dates. They grow there about 2.5 million date palms, and the town and the whole area also has some ancient and historic sites worth visiting. The problem was that, as we have encountered many times in Saudi Arabia, there were places that we wanted to see, but they were closed, and it was very difficult to figure out when they are or will be open. The information basically missing both on the internet and missing both physically at the gates or at the doors of those places. As you can see on the first sign that tells you that it's closed, is that no one is really parking here. And this is how it looked from the outside. This is, I believe it's called Ibrahim Palace in Al-Hufūf. And here are just some random street shots from Al-Hufūf. This thing on the left, it's a famous big huge market, and it's actually one of the UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, and people keep shopping there. This is not really set up for tourists. You can see everyday stuff there and the local people shopping there. And this is a man who helped me when I was looking for a mosque. Well, why was I looking for a mosque? I learned that in Saudi Arabia and probably through the Middle East, each mosque has a facility where you can wash yourself, wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your face, but it also has restrooms, toilets, and they are open to everyone. So that man, I've asked him in the market, he can tell me, and he showed me the way. He took me there, so that was kind of neat. And here are some fast friends on the street, and we stopped to buy coffee. People started talking. Everyone wants to know why we are there, where we are from, and so on. And in turn, we ask them what they are doing, and just basically everyday stuff. And we made fast friends. Obviously, you can figure out who is the tourist here and who is the local. And this is the Ibrahim Mosque or Palace. in the evening. This is the main entrance with no office hours or working hours. When it's open for public, who knows. But on the way back, suddenly the gate opened, and obviously it was not open for tourists or anything. I guess some man who had the keys opened the gate and went in, so we just followed him and asked if we can look around. So he didn't speak a word of English, but kind of let us in, but everything inside was really closed. So this is just a view from the entrance from the inside, and it's a certainly interesting thing to see, but no such luck. And this is from the outside, and this is some random picture on the way around town. And this is what's one of the things why Al-Ahsa Oasis is so famous. What you are looking at is the dates, and they are dry, as I learned, and ready to eat, or ready to pick and ready to eat. These two gentlemen invited us to have a look how they work there. I mean, the guy on the left is the owner. I don't know, the guy on the right is co-owner or employee, and they were sorting dates, picking up the better quality and the substandard quality, I guess, and putting them into boxes, getting them ready to ship them. And you see, this is how it is, basically on their knees, dates on the ground, and you just pick the good ones, put them into the box, pick the bad ones, put them into another box. And I volunteer to help a little bit, so here I'm trying picking some dates, and kind of they had fun of me because I wasn't that good, that fast like they were. And in the end, they actually gave us one box full of dates, which was awesome. It was like, I don't know, 8 kilograms, 18 pounds, something like that of dates. So we ate them for the rest of our trip, and actually I think we ate some of them at the airport. And this is all the dates they had there. And here we are back in the town hall of Al-Hufūf, Jed'dah historical mosque. The Mosque of Jed'dah is one of the most famous historical mosques in the province of Al-Ahsa. And this is about it. Goodbye Al-Ahsa Oasis, goodbye Al-Hufūf. So this is a place where you can get coffee in Saudi Arabia, and in every and each service plaza on the road. They sell coffee for about 7-8 Saudi riyals, which is like $2.50 American dollars, and the coffee is pretty decent. But each service plaza has the following characteristics. Obviously there is a gas station, gas pump. There is this little hut that sells coffee. There is a grocery store, at least one, sometimes more, couple of them. There is a restaurant or two or three, or place for takeout food. There is also sometimes a motel where you can stay overnight, and very important, as I mentioned earlier, there is a mosque. And the mosque is important for Muslims to pray, obviously, but for all travelers it's important because it has, as I mentioned earlier, a restroom. So that's what it is, and usually they are spaced, well, I saw couple of them like 20 kilometers from each other, but I also drove 100 kilometers from one to the next one, so it's kind of uneven, but eventually you will find one. About the food, well, we didn't eat in any fancy restaurants, we ate where the locals eat, and portions are quite generous. You can see that I was quite surprised when I got my first dinner. It was huge and it was a little bit of struggle to finish it, but it was good. Here you can see my friend also has something difficult to say, rice and something green, some meat I guess, and on the right is bread that comes with the food that we have ordered. And here is another huge portion. So in general, we didn't eat at any fancy restaurants. You could find them in big cities, Riyadh, Jeddah, so on. You can find them in any shopping mall. There is a lot of various chains. There are even a lot of McDonald's, Starbucks, stuff like that. But hey, why to go to Starbucks and McDonald's and so on if you can have something what locals eat? Okay guys, I hope you liked what you saw, and if you did, just go to the bottom of your screen and click on that little icon, that huge bucket, and sign up for my channel. Hopefully before I kick the bucket.